All right. Welcome back to Franchise. Playing the Angels. It's August 9th. We just got through the draft. We had All-Star Weekend. We had the trade deadline, all of that, the last couple of episodes. Now we're going to get back to some of our gameplay and see how we can get through the end of this year to see how, and let's take a look and see how we are doing as a team. Let's get a sense of how our players are doing. We've got Spencer Turnbull now in our rotation. We came along in a trade. One thing I did do for him was make him a starter, and so that his stats wouldn't, his attributes wouldn't regress. I did boost his potential to his current overall, so that it would be reflected in his play. Just as a side note, I think MLB the Show is being a bit tough on him as a pitcher, especially since he is having a solid start to 2024, coming off losing a year and a half to injury. He just threw a no-hitter before that injury. So brought him in. He's pitched one game for us. It did not go very well. But we're going to jump in and see how he does for us. Meanwhile, the rest of the rotation, Reed Detmers is not his. We had gotten his ERA below 5 after that rough start. It's back up towards 6. He's got 12 losses. Chase Silseth's ERA has climbed over 5. Griffin Canning's still 4.5. He's having a solid, pretty average season, except for being 5-15. I will protect him from a 20-loss season. So when we get too close to that, he will be, let's see, does he have any? Yeah, he has an option. I might save him that from that indignity soon. Patrick Sandoval, however, is having a solid season. He missed a couple of starts to injury, but he is doing well. So is Zach Plesac, who has 146 innings pitched with 2 starts. The computer is using him a ton. Davis Daniel has had a rough start to his rookie campaign here. We just brought him up this week. Andrew Wantz is still going strong. Robert Stevenson has improved his brought his ERA down to 5.74. He's getting a little bit better. Jose Soriano, we brought up, has pitched 2 innings. I had put in the computer switch this out, and that doesn't make sense to me because I think they wanted the Jimmy Herget to continue to be the closer after we traded away Carlos Estevez, and he's been having a fine season. He has earned the right to be the closer. We brought up Drew Pomerantz, put him on the 40-man. But you don't have 2 lefties setting up here. So if we're going to continue to have, well, I don't know why Suarez is here. So we'll put Andrew Wantz in as our other setup. I do want to talk a little bit about contract extensions before we jump into some game action. And want to name a few things about this team. One is that we have a core of young players. There are 4 young players that we should probably focus our attention on, and that is Reed Detmers, Logan O'Hoppe, Zach Neto, and all the way down here, Nolan Shanwell. These guys are all young. They're all under 25. They are except O'Hoppe, he was a B potential. They all have high potential. Could be cornerstones for this team for some time. The smart play with this economically is to lock them down for 7 to 10 years. So get them. They're all around renewal time where the sort of economics of this would make sense to keep them on renewal contracts until we get to arbitration. And then at arbitration, they'll make $1 million, maybe $2 million, depending on how good they are. Sometimes they make up to $4 million at that stage, and sort of roll the dice with them so we can have some room on our teams, with our team's roster to be able to go out and get a more expensive guy. So you have a Logan O'Hoppe at 740, you have a Zach Neto at 740, and you have a Reed Detmers at 740, as long as possible, so that you can spend 30,000 on, your Anthony Rendones. And that's how they did things. But we're not going to go out and get anybody and sign them for $30 million this offseason. It makes far more sense to lock them down at $2-3 million, $4 million for 7 years, or $6 million for 8 or 10 years, and see how that one goes with these guys. Lock them down for longer term deals. And then by the time we're ready to spend some money, the guy is only $4,000 or only $6,000, and he is playing at, $25 million level. So that's what we're going to do with some of these guys. Some of them that we've talked about are not going to be with the team terribly long. Griffin Canning is not one that I suspect we will invest heavily in. I might keep around. It just depends on how expensive they are when they get to free agent time, right? So he has one more year of arbitration left. I might give it to him, and see if we can get something for him next year at the trade deadline. Otherwise, see what he wants. Mickey Moniak is another one. I love his potential. He's still young enough to get close to it. But I don't like platooning a guy that I would spend money on. If I'm going to be getting to the point, you get close to that point of free agency, and you would spend $20 million on a guy because his overall is sitting there at 82 or 84 or something, and he wants a lot of money, and then you have to sit him. So he's not a guy that I think we need to invest heavily in. And with potential and those contract years, he might be a really good trade opportunity for us. The other one that I want to note about talk about is Taylor Ward. I'm going to look to sign an extension for him. Or at least I'm contemplating it at the moment. I'm leaning toward it for a few reasons. One, he's having a solid season, and looking at his track record, he has a track record of solid seasons. He's got position versatility, which is fine. Not necessarily what you're looking for when you extend someone. But what I do like about his position versatility is that allows him to be valuable to the team when he's no longer starting. So when we get to the point in which regression starts to happen, he could continue to have value to us and be a grizzled veteran coming off the bench, or to fill in for an injured stud at another position. I like the idea of having a guy like this play his entire career. I'm old school this way. I want to see someone play their entire career with the organization in that way. We'll see what he costs us, especially, again, he's having a solid year. He's got a couple more years of arbitration. I'm going to see what extending him looks like before I make that decision. It could just be that we decide to try and keep, your O'Hoppe or Shanwell for their career. But I like the idea of having someone someone like that. And I think Taylor Ward is the kind of guy that I want that for. All right. We've taken two. We've split the series so far against the Toronto Blue Jays. And I was reminded as I was letting the computer, as I was simming the last game, that this is who I traded Brandon Drury for to. So this would be an opportunity to see him on the other team.
From Angel Stadium in Anaheim, MLB the Show.
So this will be an opportunity to see that and get in any opportunities that we have to get some steals for our guys, some easy steals for players that need to get their stolen base totals up.
Regardless of how important a series is within the larger picture of the season,
yeah, they're showing us the recap. Look at that. We took the first one 4-0. They took the second one 6-1. Rubber match here.
And in Drury to the plate. Homered last night, added another hit as well.
Oh, down the middle. He let that one go.
And they traded for him earlier this year.
That was a mistake. Here we go. 1 on, 2 outs for Brandon Drury.
And a pitch.
Revenge game.
Right side.
Ooh, fly ball to right.
Moniak makes the grab.
He's got it.
And that is that. In Anaheim, as we go to the top of the fourth. Now it's going to be Brandon Drury.
Second at bat.
And there's a fly ball deep right field.
Oh no. Oh no. He took Spencer Turnbull deep.
Series, and this game is tied. It's 2-2.
Second of the series is 21st on the year. Oh no, it's tied score 2-2.
He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now.
Oh, revenge game. Look at this. Oh, you saw it. You heard it off the bat. Hey, last time Spencer Turnbull was pitching, it was raining and there was lightning. So I guess that's what we do here, huh? All right, here we go. It's Suarez against Brandon Drury. He's 1 for 3, including a revenge home run. Trout gave us a lead with 3-2 lead with a triple. They scored, tacked on another one, so we've got a 4-2 lead against the playoff-seeking Blue Jays. There we go. Called strike 1-2. The count to Brandon Drury. Suarez pitches. Whoa, way high. Slider. Eye level. 2-2 the count. Here's the delivery. Oh, solid foul. Way left of third base. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, solid contact to left center, but Trout is up by the warning track. And he grabs it. 1 for 4 on the day, it looks like, for Brandon Drury. Let's watch him finish this off. It's 5-2, 1 out in the 9th. Jimmy Herget, our new closer.
Blue Jays have just 1 out left here.
The Varsho hit that 100 miles an hour. You don't like to see that kind of hard hit ball ever, even if it's straight at your third baseman. The pitch, ooh, way outside, but he's made him swing ugly. He doesn't do that when I throw a pitch that far outside. Kiner Falefa down now, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Top of the 9th, Herget on to close it out. Strikes him out swinging on 3 pitches. And that is the ball game. Ron Washington's Angels looking strong. Mike Trout finally his bat wakes up. Home run, RBI triple for him. 5-2 win for the mighty Angels. Player of the game, Mike Trout. Willie Calhoun showing up as a notable player. Look at him. Taylor Ward 2 for 3, double, 2 runs scored. Remember when Willie Calhoun was a beast in the show? Were you playing the show? Did you play it a couple years ago? And every time you had a team, you tried to go for Willie Calhoun because he would just blossom into. I mean, he couldn't field worth a darn, but DH anywhere, and he just mash. All right, and then Mundo Sosa sustained an injury. He'll be out for a few days. I will let the computer solve that and see what happens. See who they put in. They put in Matt Theus, our backup catcher. I mean, he's a solid choice, but it's funny. It's funny. Let's do what they did for left-handers. Left-handers, they're having him bat. That's how much they don't like Rendon either. Well, I mean, I guess we already have Livan Soto there at second. And, I mean, I don't blame him. I just find that comical. All right, let's see. 66 games played. That's a high since 2019. That's the most games. He's already played in more games than he has since 2019. He's had more at-bats than he's had since 2019. Look at this career year right here for Anthony Rendon. All right, I did it. All but one of the people I was going to sign, I got. I extended. So let's take a look at, where is it, budgets? So wanted to show some of, so Trout, Rendon, Stevenson, we already had signed. Those were existing contracts. I did get Taylor Ward. He wanted 6 years for a 4-year per year for a 4-year extension. That would get him into his age through his age 34 season. And I think, and that's about when we anticipate some regression to take hold. So that locks him up for the rest of his prime, and we'll take a look at him then. Evan White was already signed to that long-term deal. Two of our most important relievers of the moment, Jimmy Herget is as our closer, Andrew Wantz is our setup man. 73 mid 70s C potential guys. They're signing for depth bullpen, but at this point in the middle of their career, 1.6 million is actually a really good value for what you would get for that kind of arm. So solidly collecting them and just holding on. The two linchpins of our future, Nolan Shanwell and Zach Neto. This is where I spent the money, about $8 million each. You see, I locked them up for 8 years each, getting Shanwell to 30 and Neto to 31. This is obviously not ideal. I would have loved to get a smaller number here, but as I said, during the rebuilding phase of our time, this is kind of a steal because we're not going to be spending this money, and when we start wanting to spend the money, right around here, these guys probably will be worth more than that already. Even if we get into arbitration, they'll be 5 or 6. We'll be spending a little bit more to keep them through, I think about 3 seasons each, maybe, of free agency, big fat cash, which they are. This is based on the idea that they would want about 17 million per year at that stage. So we're paying a little bit more now to save that money toward the end. And that gets us to age 30, 31 seasons. And we can see how we feel about them then. But for now, they're locked up. They're not going anywhere. The one person I couldn't lock down was Logan O'Hoppe. He does not want a long-term deal. So he is not interested in having it. I also didn't go after any of our starters for long-term deals. I am tempted by Detmers, of course, because he is the high potential guy. He's young. We're just starting into arbitration. But look at what happens just 6 years out. So getting him to age 30 is already 11.2 million per year. And I'm not enthused with that, spending that just yet, particularly in the midst of a 6-13 season with a 5.61 ERA. I'd rather be this is his fourth season in the league. I would rather have that kind of money, give that kind of money, or I should say, I'd love to give that kind of extension to a 24-year-old, a potential 78 overall with 2 years of experience, who is pitching, say, 4 ERA baseball at the moment. I would love that kind of return. That just feels like a lot of money at the moment. So that's our goal at this point. We'll rock into the off season. All right, it is time for call ups, and I decided to go with Sam Bachman for the pitching call up. I was not showing he was pitching to a 1.9 ERA in AAA. His potential has gone up because he was pitching so well for us at AAA. He went from C potential, mid-level prospect. He is rising to a B potential, 65 overall. Look at those hits per 9. He's going to walk some batters, but let's give him a shot. And it's hard to make that choice because I was going to say let's go with Rock Michael Kopech. He had been sent down to Double-A. I'm not real sure why, because he was pitching 292 at Triple-A. And Ben Joyce, I was going to go with, give him another shot. But Sam Bachman earned it by having an incredible season through August at the Triple-A level. That means we have to figure out who to bring up as a position player. Where is our need? Theoretically, it's in the dirt, and Michael Stefanik is not doing it. Jordan Adams might be. Again, he's outfield. He's not quite ready for the majors. Evan White's already been up. Do we go boring and get another guy who's he's played decent baseball for us and our organization. He's going to be around for a few more years because of that contract. Caleb Hamilton, he started the year. He's having a solid year. Do we need catcher, first base, third base? Maybe. Kyron Paris, not quite hitting well enough to get the call up. That leaves Orelvis Martinez. He's still batting over 300 at Double-A. We should have put him up to Triple-A. But this is also why I didn't. The highest rated reliever was Jose Quiada, but look at that. I wasn't going to do that. So it looks like him, right? Looks like him. He could play third and short. Where we do have need at the moment is at second, where Rengifo is out and we're stuck with Willie Calhoun. Edmund Sosa has played second. He could shift over, as could Anthony Rendon. Or continuing to split with Levon Soto as he is, though he's struggling at second. So we have our great need is actually at second. I'm half tempted to give Sosa the job and let Orelvis Martinez rock third base for us. Otherwise, adjust him so he also has second base eligibility like he does in real life. Yeah, I think he's the play. I'm going to do it. And that's who we've got. All right, let's take a look and see where we're at the September call-ups. Our ranking has gone down a little bit, which is not really a shocker. Our Nolan Shanwell is heating up. He's hitting 267 with 9 home runs. A couple of those games I was simming, he homered for us. Taylor Ward, still stuck at 15 dingers and 260 batting average. Mike Trout brought up his average to 278 and 23 home runs. He's chasing another 30 homer season. Mickey Moniak continues to he's having a down season for us. Logan O'Hoppe didn't want the long-term deal with us, and trying to bring up that batting average. Willie Calhoun, he was starting to look good there for a little bit, but his average has dipped again, so I think he's about to lose his starting spot with us. Edmundo Sosa has been solid. He's a solid player. Joe Adell, 243, 8 home runs. Let's take a look at his stolen bases. We have him up to 29 stolen bases on the season. Excellent. Let's see if we can. We're going to eclipse 30, right, in the next month. Let's see if we can get him up to 40. And then Zach Neto has been solid. We signed that extension with him and made him feel secure. So I think this is going to be that we're investing in him long term. Let's take a look at our pitching staff. Spencer Turnbull is quietly playing some ball for us, bringing his ERA down to 6.16 when it was 8.33 not too long ago. Reed Detmers is getting shelled lately. Chase Silseth is running on fumes here at the end of the season, I think. Griffin Canning, we got him a couple of wins and 1 loss since we started paying attention to his record. He has been pitching so solidly for us throughout the season, but it is not good enough. And Patrick Sandoval is clearly our best starter by a mile. And he's being rewarded with a 4-point jump in his overall since the beginning of the season. Zach Plesac has probably earned his way into the starting pitching staff, so we'll make that adjustment shortly. Davis Daniel, on the other hand, is adequate as long relief, which is also where Jose Suarez probably needs to be. Robert Stevenson has struggled all season long. Soriano is short amount of time. We haven't used Bachman yet. Drew Pomerantz is not getting much pitching time, actually. Wantz and Herget are getting it all for our staff. Standings. At the moment, we've got the Orioles have a strong lead in the American League East, but the Blue Jays are playing hard and trying to catch them, followed by the Rays, who are also within striking distance, certainly in search of the wild card. The Twins, the only team in the Central with anything close to a fighting chance of anything. The Astros right now are the class of the American League with an 87-49 record. Rangers, Mariners, all wild card contenders, with the Angels and the Athletics in the basement. Looking at the wild card rankings for the American League: Rangers, Blue Jays, Mariners, Rays. Yankees, Red Sox, with the all Tigers, Guardians all looking in. I don't think there's a chance for a catch-up. It would take some ridiculous play. Look at the Yankees have won 8 of the last 10 games to bring them 4 games under 500. That's been a crazy season for them. They have been so ridiculously streaky. There are 3 teams below us in the rankings in the American League. Looking at the National League East, the Braves with 87 wins, then the Phillies with 83. Again, American League East, National League East, tough divisions. The Cubs have taken over. Reds not too far behind, as are the Brewers, all within spitting distance. Dodgers, the class of the National League West, and are finally looking like it. Though the Diamondbacks, with us winning 7 of the last 10, are trying to catch them. The Padres are trying to win back. They were first at the end of April and then were 4th through much of the season and have overtaken the Giants for 3rd in their division. So, wild card, Phillies, Diamondbacks, Reds, all in the driver's seat. Brewers, Mets, Padres, all have a chance, with the Cardinals and Giants way behind. In the race for worst record in baseball, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams ahead of us, and 1 team tied with us at 419 percentage points. So we're in about the same draft range at the moment that we were this year. I kind of feel like we need to tank some. I'm worried that we're going to lose out on a generational prospect by winning too many games by being this bad. You know how this goes. As it is, we are on the outside looking in. I do want to show you some of our team statistics, getting close to the end of the season. The Braves, look at the distance between their team batting average and the next. 291 to 278. That's insane. They're averaging almost 300 as a team. We're 27th. Let's see, runs scored. Braves, 789. Next closest is 699. And the Dodgers are at 692. Look at the Diamondbacks. Look at their offense right now. Is clicking. And against the Dodgers. Incredible. That's a home runs, Braves. Look at the Braves are at the top. RBIs, all these things. Let's see where we rank in stolen bases. 26th. We're not stealing any bases. We have 2 guys who can steal bases, though. Let's see. We're 25th in RBIs. Caught stealing, stolen base, walks, strikeouts. On base percentage, 361. Where are we? We're 25th. Let's take a look at our... let's see how our defense looks. Ugly. Ugly. All right. ERA, team ERA. The Phillies leading the league with a team ERA of 3.3. Twins 3.42. Reds with 3.54. Orioles at 3.73. That is incredible. That's incredible. So Dodgers are 9th. Braves are 19th. So pitching is not their strength. We are 26th. That's what I'm. How about strikeouts? How are we doing? Oh, we're getting some strikeouts, are we? 17th. Okay. Our pitchers have bad ERAs, but we're getting some strikeouts. All right. That's going to do it for us this time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.